The anticipation is over. The verdict is in. Vybz Kartel conviction has been quashed by the Privy Council, and the case has been sent back to the Jamaican Court of Appeal. Now, let me point out that this does not mean that the case is over. What this means is that the Court of Appeal now has a decision to make. They will have to decide whether Vybz Kartel and his co-accused will be retried or whether they will be released. Now, watch this. This must feel like vindication for a lot of people. And let me explain why. I am by no means one of those persons who is on the free world boss train. However, I am on the train of fairness and justice. And even the layman in the street can tell you that Vybz Kartel did not get a fair trial. Irrespective of what you think about the man himself, the process was messy. And a lot of people who expressed this concern were dismissed. They were branded as supporters of criminals and criminal activities, or they were branded as Gaza fanatics, just fans wanting to see their favorite entertainer released under any condition. But no thought went into the concerns that were expressed, and that these concerns had merit. Now, the people who had those concerns regarding the fairness of this trial were today vindicated by the Privy Council. And as I said before, I am not on the cartel train. I am on the train of fairness and justice. Now watch this. The Privy Council based its decision on the fact that there were serious concerns regarding the credibility of this verdict because the jury was tainted. You had one juror who was trying to bribe other jurors. The court became aware or was made aware of what was happening with this juror. And the court still decided that it was proper to have this juror remain on the case and deliberate on a verdict. Now, for me personally, that never passed the smell test. And people can say whatever they want to say. But to me, that was highly irregular. For a court, find out, say, the jury pool tainted, it was corrupted, and still went ahead as if it was business as usual. People have to understand, irrespective of what you think about Vybz Kartel, the process of justice is supposed to be fair to every individual. Now, here's why this is important. I think it was Martin Luther King Jr. who said, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Therefore, no matter how you think Vybz Kartel guilty, if the justice system and the trial is not based on fairness and equality under the law, then guess what? What happened to Vybz Kartel can happen to any other Jamaican. Now ask yourself this question. If you were being tried and it is found out that there were irregularities with the jury, wouldn't you prefer that the court sort out these discrepancies before moving forward with a trial? Now, here's one of the things that were shocking, because me never know this until me listen to the Privy Council announcing the verdict today. Here's what me never know. All along, I assumed that the individual that was sitting on the jury in the Vybz Kartel trial and was trying to bribe other jurors, I thought that there was a clear nexus between this person and the appellants, meaning Vybz Kartel and his co-accused. I thought that there was a link, but there was no link. The Privy Council said it. So when people say a Vybz Kartel get somebody to try to bribe the other jurors, it is an assumption because there's no clear evidence that was presented to say this is the case. And so this situation that we find ourselves in right now, where the Privy Council quashed the verdict, it is an indictment on the Jamaican justice system. It is an indictment on the process. The Privy Council is saying we cannot accept this verdict in good conscience because with all the issues with the jury, the verdict in the case is unsafe. So me want to know if the detractors who were pretending as if the people who had questions and concern about the Vybz Kartel trial, how it was conducted, the process, how the jurors arrived at their verdict, and all the other concerns, who were pretending as if these questions had no merit. Me, I wonder now if Uno, as I said, the Privy Council are supporters of criminals and criminality. Because it seems like for some people, it is just black or white. And for me, it is not. For me, it is about fairness. It is about justice. Because you have to understand, say, if people lose confidence in the system of justice and the process, it is a recipe for disaster. Because when people don't trust the system of justice, them tend to take justice in their own hand. Now, what are the options available to the Court of Appeal for Vybz Kartel and his co-accused? They can choose to retry. They can choose not to retry the case. Or they may just reach a compromise where they have them plead to a lesser offense and maybe the sentencing will be sentenced to time already served. Who knows? What I do know is that the process was not fully transparent and that the people who had questions about the process were vindicated by the Privy Council ruling. So people, we continue to watch and see what will happen. Until next time, bless upon yourself. Peace.